Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. The mid-season update of Modern Warfare is officially upon us, and it appears as though that it is actually coming out tonight. So we know this for two reasons. First of all, they put out an image. As you can see, this is Season 4 Reloaded, and on it, down at the bottom, it says coming out June 30th. So technically, it could be either late tonight or late tomorrow night, but Ashton then tweeted out earlier today saying that the update is coming out tonight, and as we know, whenever an update comes out at night, it's 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So basically, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight, the Season 4 mid-season update is officially coming out, and it is huge, like massive, big, crazy large, and everything in this image is actually going to be a part of it. So in this video, we are going to go over everything that is coming in the mid-season update, what you can expect, and then tomorrow, once the update goes live, probably tomorrow morning, I'll have a video going up explaining everything that's actually in the update and showing it off to you guys. So if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you do so. It is the best way to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, and we are on that road to 1 million subscribers, and last time I checked, only about 25% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you want to join me on the road to 1 million subscribers, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let me shut up and let's dive into what is inside the mid-season update. So basically everything that is in this image is actually coming out tomorrow. Normally when you see these images, half of the stuff is coming out in the next update and the rest is coming out in the rest of the season. But not in this update. Literally everything you see here is coming tomorrow. So starting off on the left, we have the new weapon, the Rytec AMR. It is about time we got a new sniper rifle, and this one is pretty much what we expected, a 50 caliber sniper rifle, most similar to the Barrett 50 cal. Now, as of right now, we don't know the stats on the weapon or what attachments are going to be available, but it's definitely going to be interesting, and it's once again going to be unlockable by doing some sort of challenge in-game. They haven't revealed what that challenge is yet, but of course, once it comes out tomorrow, I will fill you guys in on that and give you the best way to actually unlock. So the second thing we have here is right beside the weapon, and it is 200-player Battle Royale. So this is interesting. As of tomorrow, it appears as though the 200-player Battle Royale is only going to be out in quads. That is it. It doesn't seem like it's going to be solos, duos, trios, anything like that, just quads. And I'm interested to see how it plays, how much faster it feels, does it lag, everything like that. This is something that we've actually been waiting for since the launch of the game. They said since the launch that they were going to up the player count to 200. However, they never said when they were going to do it, but I guess as now we know, this is going to be coming out tomorrow. And I'm interested to see if it eventually spreads over to solos, duos, trios, or whether this just stays as a quads mode. But for tomorrow, it's just quads. Now, speaking of Warzone, does something in this image stand out to you? And no, I'm not talking about the new character right in the middle of the screen. We'll get to that in a second. If you look off into the background at Stadium looks different. First of all, it appears as though the top of the stadium is actually open. The bubble on there is not there in this image. On top of that, you can see through the windows, and it appears as though the roof is actually open. Now, in the blog post and in everything that they've put out so far, it says nothing about the stadium actually changing. So this may not actually come out tomorrow. This may be later in the season. But something is definitely happening to the stadium. The leaks were correct, and also the rest of the leaks are basically covered in everything else we're going to talk about today. But something is changing with the stadium. You can very clearly see it in this image. Now, going back to what we were talking about before, the character in the center of the screen. As of right now, I don't know who that character is. My best guess is that this is a different skin for Roze, who we once again see in the roadmap image here, and that we also see in the current loading screen in Modern Warfare. So a bunch of new stuff in this image. Also a new helicopter skin as well. Also, just real quickly, have a look at the size of the bullet coming out of that sniper rifle. It's freaking huge.
That's what she said.
Anyway, going back to the roadmap, the next thing that we have here is the new map called Cheshire Park. I apparently butcher the name of that every single time I say it, so if I'm still saying it wrong, I'm sorry. But this map actually looks pretty good. Based off of the description that they gave off of it, it kind of reminds me of the description of Candor Hideout, but this one is taking place in London, England. There's some townhomes, things along those lines, so I think it's going to be a little bit more of a close quarters map, but they do say that there is longer lines of sight as well. But it should be a good 6v6 map, and I can't wait to see how it plays. Going back to the roadmap there, right in the middle, we have the new operator, which apparently is coming out tomorrow, even though Gaz just came out, and this one is called Roze. as of right now, I don't know much about this character. We'll dive a little bit more into that in tomorrow's update video. But as of right now, we know it's coming, and it should be 2,400 COD points or around there. Pretty much every operator bundle is within the store. After this, we have a new Gunfight tournament that's coming out tomorrow, which it's about time. It's been forever since a Gunfight tournament's been in the game. And of course, that is going to come with new rewards. So after winning the Gunfight tournament, if you're able to, you're probably going to get some sort of weapon blueprint, things along those lines. So it's good to see that that is coming back. Underneath that, though, the next thing we have is Juggernaut Royale. And we actually have a little bit of a description for this now. So the way that this works is you'll be playing Warzone, and then randomly a Juggernaut crate will drop in. And then the first person to pick it up becomes a Juggernaut. They appear on the map, and everyone's going to try to kill them. And once you do kill the Juggernaut, a new crate will spawn in, and anyone can pick it up. Now, we don't know whether this is a solo game mode, quads, trios. At this point, we don't know. My best guess is probably trios, but we'll have to wait and see until tomorrow for that. But it definitely sounds like an interesting game mode. They've done similar things like this with Thanos in Fortnite, and I think it'll play pretty cool and kind of just direct people's attention to one area on the map, which is a pretty cool idea. Now, another new thing that you can see is down in the bottom left there is a new item called a spotter scope. So I'm assuming this is going to go where your tactical grenade goes, and basically it's a scope that you can pull out and spot enemies with, similar to what you can do with a sniper scope currently in the game. The main difference is that the spotter scope has no glint, so enemies won't see the glint, won't know exactly where you are. It's an interesting idea, but I don't know if it'll play into the game. I don't know if it'll fit in the meta. Personally, for me, I just rather use the sniper scope. That way I can actually shoot people while I use it. But maybe I'm totally wrong. You can let me know what you think about this one down in the comments. I'm kind of torn on this one. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. There's also a new contract, as you can see in the top right there, called Supply Run. And essentially what you do for this one is you pick up the contract, and then essentially it gives you a set amount of time. It hasn't told us what that time is, but in that time, you have to get to a buy zone. If you get to a buy zone within that time, everything at that buy zone will be heavily discounted, so you can buy things for really cheap. At this point, I don't know what that discount is, but of course, like I said with everything else, as soon as I get my hands on the update, I will give that to you in the update video tomorrow. So like I said before, make sure you're subscribed to stay up to date on that. The other thing that they show is that there's going to be new Gulag weapons. Now, we don't at this point know what all of those Gulag weapons are going to be, but in the image that they showed, there was a knife in there. There was the 357 Magnum, P90, the FAMAS, and a few LMGs as well. So we don't know if those are going to be the weapons, but again, that's something that we will probably get in the patch notes later tonight. Speaking of which, Ashton, the community manager at Infinity Ward, tweeted out and said, yes, the weapons update is going to be a part of the mid-season update that's coming out tonight. Now, apparently this is going to be a big weapons update, including a ground nerf and a bunch of things like that. So as soon as that comes out, like I said, tomorrow morning I will have a video going over all of the weapon changes, but I'm guessing this is going to quite heavily change up the meta, especially in Warzone. Now, the final thing on the roadmap is a new game mode for multiplayer. It's called Team Defender. This has actually been in Call of Duty before. I think the first game it was in was Modern Warfare 3, but essentially this is Team Keep Away. One person picks up a flag and they try to stay alive as long as possible, holding that flag while your team protects you. It's a mix between like Capture the Flag and Oddball from Halo, if you've ever played that. It's a pretty fun game mode, and I'm interested to see how it plays. So as you can very clearly see, we are getting a big ass update tomorrow. It's actually going to be between 22 and 36 gigs, depending on which console you're on or if you're on PC. And they did say that once you actually download it and install it, it's actually going to be smaller. It's going to reduce the size of it, but it's still a really big download, just like every update with Modern Warfare, so really no surprise there. The one other thing I wanted to point out, once again, going back to that image of Stadium that we saw before, off to the left-hand side, it seems as though there's almost like window cleaners on the one side that looks like something that you could grapple to. Now, as we know, there are no grapples in Warzone. There were in Blackout. So it's interesting to see this. And like I said, once these changes to Stadium actually come out, something's happening here. What it is, I don't know, but very clearly something is happening. And if this leak is true, this also probably means that the train leak is true, which means soon we will also be getting some sort of train added to the map as well. So is this coming tomorrow? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But it's very possible that they add to the Easter egg of Warzone, aka the bunkers, as well. So like I said, we'll have to wait and see, and of course I will keep you guys updated tomorrow. But ladies and gentlemen, as we discussed, that is everything as of right now that we know about the mid-season update. We're getting Juggernaut Royale. We're getting 200-player Warzone. On top of that, a new operator, a new weapon. It's a big-ass update. It's coming out tomorrow. I'm excited for it, and of course, I will keep you guys updated. So if you're not already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed this video, found it informative, it's always appreciated if you do hit that like button, and let me know what you think of all of this down in the comments below. But as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, or until the update comes out, peace out.
Listen.